Hello, it's Gimbo, your second favorite horror roller. Season 2 of The Rings of Power is slowly drawing to a close, and you still haven't subscribed. Don't you think I don't see you? I wasn't too convinced to watch episode 6 after what we saw last week, but I got an urgent message on my pager and I just had to come back to the series. Without further ado, let's get into it. The episode begins with Arondir.
Anything's better than dying to help Adar chase a ghost.
After murdering some peaceful orcs in the forest, he finds what seems to be a map, indicating the orcs are heading for a region. You can now say goodbye to Arondir. This is the last time he will appear in this episode. The story takes us to a region where we see Celebrimbor talking to a piece of metal. This is not me making fun of it, his mind is really starting to go.
You who live not, breathe not, possess not mind nor will.
What pride is woven in your inmost self?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Anatar offers to take up some of Celebrimbor's duties. Immediately, first thing he is confronted with is this, and a dialogue ensues.
Washed up this morning.
Bury him. Show this to no one.
I want to stop here and once again take a look at the props. The elven stretcher is nice and fancy. I like this attention to detail in Rings of Power. Someone is clearly doing their job right. Either way, Anatar will be in charge of confronting Adar. Speaking of that one, we see him on a crappy throne during a meal. I'm happy to report that Adar has introduced some variety into his diet. Instead of being only meat, we also get to see some quite presentable fresh fruit. Way to go, Adar. He tries to level with Galadriel about joining their power to defeat Sauron.
I can help you destroy Sauron.
What help could you possibly provide, Orc?
Unfortunately, the story suddenly takes us to Numenor. I'm not a fan of the Numenor arc, so I'm replacing it with fun facts about marine life. Here's one. Did you know that the sailfish can swim at 68 miles per hour? We are now jolted awake by some horrendous vision. The person having this vision is the stranger, who is still in the house of Tom Bombadil. They open strongly with some cringe.
Sorry. Snoring? Who's snoring?
We quickly go to the Harfoots, who are endangering this village with their presence as they are being hunted. There is the romance arc. I think this is as good as we're gonna get in the Rings of Power.
Do you have lizard for supper?
Why do you ask?
The story jumps to Hazad Dûm, where King Durin's operation expands profitably. Anatar is here to beg for more mithril for the rings. It almost seems like the king will agree. After all, the ring helped him get very rich.
I've already decided.
And
The answer is no.
Prince Durin is relieved, but he soon learns that his father is not suspicious of Anatar. The king just thinks that he can make more money from the mithril during the war than dealing with the elves now.
They'll be back.
And in greater numbers.
Have you gone mad?
The prince tries to take off his father's ring, but then this happens.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Billy.
The king gives the order to dig deeper, so Disa and Prince Durin devise a plan. As the company of about 5 dwarves come around to dig deeper, Disa unleashes on them the power of many bats.
Is that meant to frighten us off?
No, they are.
We go back to Numenor. So did you know that a hooded seal has the shortest lactation period of all mammals? It is only 4 days. They also have this red bubble they can inflate to attract mates and discourage predators. Now you know. Galadriel and Adar are now plotting together. Not gonna lie, this would be a bit more exciting if I didn't know the end of the story.
The shadow has not only overcome you, it has overcome all elfendom. Your drive to prove your virtue will work right into Sauron's designs. The region will fall, and Sauron with it.
This must be what he wants. This is all his design! This is what Sauron wants!
This is what Sauron wants is now a catchphrase that's supposed to immediately resolve any disagreement they may have. You left the toilet seat up, this is what Sauron wants. You made a horrible TV show, this is what Sauron wants. You had to cancel the TV show because nobody watched it, this is what Sauron wanted.
Nice job, team.
Either way, Adar is now ready to attack Eregion. The elves are getting ready as well, with a notable exception. Celebrimbor is drawing some rings in his workshop.
Did you not hear that?
Anatar goes out of his way to trap his mind and make sure he has no idea what's going on outside his tower. Celebrimbor gets back to making the 9 rings, while Anatar watches the Havoc unleash, and the episode ends. Even though this season is almost finishing up, this felt like a filler episode. I don't know how to say it. Episode 6 felt kind of thin.
Sort of stretched, like butter scraped over too much bread.
Either way, I will continue watching the Rings of Power so you don't have to. See you next week. Goodbye.